Hello guys, welcome to my YouTube channel. This is Dennis McCrae on YouTube, your fellow photographer, blogger, and friend, and also wheelchair user and disability advocate. Here's what we're going to be talking about today. There was a fellow photographer, well, I don't really call her fellow photographer, but she's a photographer, okay, where she did a couple things wrong, and we're going to talk about those things, okay. There was a couple that hired this photographer to take their wedding photos, a pride moment in their day, okay? The customer didn't pay for the photos. I get that, okay? Customers have a hard time. You have a hard time contacting customers for payment sometimes. I get that. I had that for my first shoot ever. I finally figured out how to get around it and fix it, but at the same time, what this photographer did is not proper and not right. Okay, we're going to talk about why I believe this. Okay? She posted their photos on social media before they saw them and before they were paid for on her photography social media pages such as Facebook, her website, and other places. Okay? Here's the problem I have with that. And here's what if you're a photographer sitting here watching this video, why I feel like it's important. Okay, number one, her customer didn't pay for the photos yet. Number two, it's a wedding, it's a personal day. And you released the photos without verbal or written consent. Okay. And I don't see how she can be suing for $1.5 million for punitive damages as the photographer. The photographer did this to the couple when you were paid by the couple to shoot their wedding, but you weren't fully paid for the prints or the photos yet. And why should you post them on your website before the couple can even see them? And quite honestly, the photos that I did see, my mom takes better photos. And she's not even, and she doesn't even know a camera. I can hand her my DSLR with a 35mm prime lens on it, and she can take better photos in aperture priority mode than this lady can. Granted, I taught her a little bit. I can teach my sister how to take better photos with her smartphone, and she can take better photos than this. This makes me sick. This is the type of stuff that we're dealing with. I'm a higher art photographer, but I do a lot of portraiture. Okay, here's the thing. Quality over quantity for me. I wait for the right moment and the person's reaction, and yeah, so I'm kind of glad she had to shut down and how everyone bound her website and everything like that. It should be that way, and it's going to stay that way. And honestly, if I was to meet her, I would say, why you even open a business at this time? Okay, I knew I wanted to open a business 2 years ago when I didn't open my photography company. I waited a year and a half to get really good at what I did before and I had 4 years of prior art experience before that. I had painting classes I took in high school. I had drawing classes I took in high school. I went on and studied my craft and personal classes. and videos on YouTube. I took photos and practiced and figured out what was wrong with this photo and what was wrong with that photo. When I got comfortable around a camera and could do it literally in my sleep, like a lot of people can do to drive a car, or us disability people can do to drive a wheelchair. Okay, your level of photography and videography will pay for itself if you show quality of work. Okay, you show somebody else quality of work and then you produce what she produced, I wouldn't pay you either. I'm a little bit upset about it because I had this particular situation happen to family of mine, okay? My sister's wedding was shot by a friend of hers, and this is the same thing that happened, in my opinion, okay? So I am very adamant. If you don't know what you're doing, get out of our industry, make room for the people that do know what we're doing, and we do this as a craft, and I'm just a little bit perturbed because it seems like she was just more of a rapid fire type girl than a really good quality artist, but I don't know. The ones I saw I didn't like. Let me say that. I know 5 people on the back of my hand that can do a better job than she can. So this is kind of my rant for the photographer that sued the couple for $1.5 million. And that is my rant. And this rant is going to stay on YouTube. And that's the way I see it. Number one, if your couple doesn't sign a recap, if your couple doesn't sign a contract with a web release checkmark in the box, do the courteous to the customer and yourself not to post their websites, not to post their photos to your website, Instagram, or social media pages. Especially not before they pay for the photos. Okay? I'm waiting for a couple to get their prints delivered on Friday, and then I'm going to hand deliver their prints. Well, not a couple, but a family friend. Before I even post their stuff to Instagram. Before I even post their stuff to social media. And when I drop off their photos, I'm going to verbally ask them, can I post this to my website for me to get work? And have a verbal agreement. And it only takes a couple seconds to have them sign a piece of paper or have verbal permission. So that's why I'm so perturbed about this. It just takes a couple seconds extra. On the back of my first contract I've ever written, I don't have any copies of it now because I wanted to redo it and I deleted it. But it says, by checking this box, you agree for me to use it for any social media, any website, or anything that has to do with marketing materials. So they check a box, I get their photos for marketing material, they get their photos, and I get paid. Like, it only takes a couple seconds to add that, and I don't understand why people don't do that. Or even have a separate sheet that just says web release from client to desk, okay, photography on such and such a date with these photos, with a number of photos they agreed upon, and you're done. And you file that away on a digital server or on a flash drive or however you want to store it. And you have it on record. That way then if they sue that they come back, or if they say no, just don't put it on there. Have the courtesy not to know when and when not to put it on there. I'm frustrated. I'm going into more of a rant than this needs to be, but that's my two takes on it. Please, if you're a fellow photographer, videographer here on YouTube, even if you just do for YouTube, please tell me what you guys think, please. I'm kind of curious to see what the other side of this is. And I appreciate you guys watching my videos. Have a good day.